Hi there, good morning. Welcome to our E3 event. Before we start, just need to clear something up very quickly. I'll put that in my pocket very quickly. Some of the trailers and some of the icons and things like that in the games that you'll see today, maybe you might think infringe the copyright law potentially, but looking at the law in total and looking at it, yeah, and looking at it all overall and entirely, looked at the copyright law. We are using it for an educational purpose. Okay, so we're good to go for that. So please don't ban us, Twitch. I'll pay you a good ransom for that, to be honest with you. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy the show. We've got another warning just coming up for you now. But I shall be back on your screens in a few minutes' time to properly introduce the event.
Hello there and welcome to our miniature E3 event. Just as a pre-warning to those out there that are watching the event today, that some of the trailers that you will see or may see in this event today may contain flashing images which may potentially trigger seizures for people with photosensitive epilepsy. It is down to the viewer's discretion whether they continue to watch the trailers on show today. And now, without further ado, our launch trailer for our E3 event today, proudly presented by Immortality Arts.
Good morning and welcome to our first ever miniature E3 event here at Chichester College. I'm proud to get to this day, to be honest with you. With lockdowns, working from home, COVID, everything else over the past year or so, we finally made it to this day. And really, myself and our learners have been working really hard on this event, so we're really looking forward to bringing you pretty much a top class event today, hopefully. Okay, but just an introduction to myself for those of you that may not have met me before in the college or externally for ourselves. I'm Nathan and I'm a lecturer in STEM, but I'm also the creator and founder behind some of the things you can see on screen there. So the Tech Apprentice, I'm an IT student, get me out of here, the Great British CPU Off, CCCIS and Nathan the Builder, okay, and as well as Immortality Arts, okay. All original stories and titles and things like that, okay. But as I mentioned right at the top of the show or the event, that everything you'll see here today, if you think it may infringe copyright rules and things like that, we're using it for an educational purpose. Okay, so we're not breaching any copyright issues at all. Okay, so that's fantastic news. So we've got a morning schedule for you from 9:30 to about 12 o'clock. Of course, with the slight delays that we've had, we're pretty much still on track. So hopefully we'll be able to still bring you some great trailers and everything else for it to come into this, hopefully. But this is the order in which you'll see everything this morning. Okay, so first off, we've got a team called the 4Ps, a really talented group and two exciting games to bring you forward today. Our next group is called FDL. Again, another two cracking games coming to you for that one. Three Dots, a fantastic trailer, probably one of the best ones I've seen, figuratively speaking. Then we've got Easy Cap coming up as well, so another two great trailers coming from there as well. And finally, we end off up on Secret Service, okay? And that should take us up until about 12 o'clock, if not just before. But this afternoon, we have some more exciting and fun games coming up for you. Unfortunately, there isn't an opportunity to play these games that you see today, unfortunately, due to the size of the gaming files that we have, range anywhere between 270 meg all the way up to 10 gig in size. So unfortunately, this time around, you won't get a chance to play them, but hopefully you'll still enjoy the trailers and the gameplay that you'll see today. Okay. But before I introduce you to the first group, if you have any questions based on the games and trailers that you see today, or any feedback for us, we would love to have it. If you're within the college group and watching this within the college, you can send me a message on Microsoft Teams to Nathan Smith, or send us an email at nathan.smith@chichester.ac.uk. And the same for external, just for the email part to myself, because we'd love to hear your feedback, and my learners would love to hear that feedback as well. Okay. And without further ado, I shall introduce you to our first group of the 4Ps and their two exciting games.
Alright, so thank you. My name's Louis. I'm the appointed team leader for 4Ps. I shall be showing you our games and talking through. Yeah, alright. Next. Okay, so a little about us. What's our background? We are 4 people who enjoy playing games, and we like to think we know enough about games to where we can make a couple and allow other people to enjoy what we like. Okay, so our first game is Bunny Shot. I'd like to hand it over to Taryn.
Bunny Shot. This is our poster. It represents our game, I think, quite well. It is a game about a bunny on a journey like never before. It is about the wonderful Wabbit, Peter Wabbit, who lived in the glorious Chichester countryside. Peter Wabbit had a terrible backstory. I say terrible, but and Peter Rabbit. It's a game about parkour, giving enemies vitamin C for carrots, and yeah. One day, Peter was a few feet from home when he saw the local farming lord, Smith Nathaniel, and his hunting party, leaving his home with 2 small rabbits and a pack of vicious wolves. He wants revenge. So far, the game is quite long. Parkour! As I think was shown in the trailer, we have a great movement system, and we have physics objects, we have shooting, we have enemies, and we have obstacles. There is great danger. We have 2 enemies currently, the foxes and the birds. And that's one of the obstacles.
Okay, so next we have our second game, Bulletscape, only $14.99. Okay, so a little bit about the Bulletscape backstory. Bulletscape has a twisting and confusing maze-like map, designed to confuse new players and hopefully slow down and prevent their chances at completing the game. The game has enemies that will try and stop and slow you down to prevent you from finding the keys that are vital to your escape. You must find a different number of keys on each level to exit the maze and continue to the next. There are also hidden secrets that you can find as you explore the maze, fighting enemies and searching for the keys. Okay, thank you for watching the trailer. I'd now like to walk you through some gameplay. This is what your average experience might look like from a player's point of view. Here you can see our character and the movement, and also you can see the new developed AI system we have created. This is made fully on scratch by the just for the game itself to give a unique experience to the dungeon crawler experience. There you can see a death. Here's the release date for both games. Bulletscape coming December 15th, 2022, and Body Shot November 15th, 2022, ready for the Christmas. Thank you. And next up, we would like to show you a few more exclusive trailers from Immortality Arts.
Right, hello Twitch, we are the FDL, Falklands Defence League, and these are our games. So, a little bit about us. Our background is we are three guys who hang out and we make games, and that's about it. So I hope you like that very long description. And here's one of the trailers for our games. Oh, no, sorry, poster for our game, Parkour Unleashed. Just coming on the 2030 on the 21st of May. Backstory for this: you're a character, so you must survive as long as you can by blasting enemies to make you use them to your advantage and get to higher places. Lost City, got talent for parkour, use that to try and get out. And here's the trailer.
As you can see on the gameplay, you are able to shoot your orbs out of your gun to blast the enemies who are trying to stop you from making your way to the exit, and you're able to jump to your advantage to get to the platforms to make your way to the exit, and you can use the orbs as well to get to a higher place instead of basically like a cheat to get to a platform instead of jumping, and that's about it.
Our second game is called The Maze for the Dupe, which is just the poster for the second game. So the backstory for the maze is you are a character that has been stuck in the maze that is trying to escape, but you may or may not be chased by a demonic creature or monster. You are like a little paid investigator to investigate out the maze, but when you get there, you don't exactly remember why you're there or what you're doing. And here is the trailer for the game. Chichester.
As you can see in the gameplay, you are a character with a flashlight who needs to make his way around a maze to avoid any pop-ups of monsters to find the exit. As in the gameplay you cannot see, but the flashlight can be turned on and off. Trust me, you can do it. But you can't see this. And you just have to find your way through the maze, which is really dark. That's about it.
So release date for both our games. I mean, there's a bit of uncertainty between them, so we've got a couple of date mix-ups, but we've got Parkour Unleashed coming 21st of May 2030, around that week, and we've got the Maze Prodigy coming also 21st of May 2030. So both games released in the same week. So there's lots of gameplay for everyone to enjoy. Yeah, thank you for
Thank you
watching,
everyone
listening
for
to
watching.
us. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the coming up trailer.
Yo, this makes no sense. Well, it's like it's whole bad boy camp. We come to bring it to y'all. Me, B.I., Puff, Lock, Black Rob. So if you wanna dance, you dance. Yo, now trick what Mace do? That ain't what Mace do. Got a lot of girls that'll love to replace you. Tell it to your face, boo, not behind.
You can take your mask off as well.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, everyone. We are Ellipses, or whatever, I can't remember what it said. I'm Wade, Jack, Tom, and we'll show you our presentation today. That's our backstory. So we are 3 college students creating 2 games for our college course so that we don't fail said course. Super Mario Bros. Is one of the games that we created during this 10-week period. So yeah, this is the this is game 1 instead of Mario. This is the backstory of Mario. So this isn't actually what the game's about. This was the original idea, but we never got to that. So it is Christmas in Mario's country, and the evil forces of that country are planning to steal all the presents in the land. Can Mario save the day? And then this should be the trailer. Oh no.
Super Mario in real life.
You didn't have to cut me off. Say that like you never thought we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. You didn't have to come so long. Had to fight my journey.
Mario gameplay. It's basically what was in the trailer without the edits. So it's basically just 30 seconds of this absolutely amazing game that took us a whole 10 weeks to make and definitely isn't broken. So yeah. And the background's messed up as well. There's extra bits of the background that's kind of missing because it messed up. Oh man. The castle is completely different. So yeah, that's the end of Mario. So it'll be Forsaken now, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed. So this is Forsaken. Hopefully this should be able to redeem that monstrosity. This is actually a fully fledged horror game. So the main storyline of Forsaken is that it's a dark night and you wake up completely clueless of where you are. You hear the ocean around you, so you know that you have to escape this place. But others have failed in the past, so will you. Next up will be the trailer. So now this is the gameplay of Forsaken. This is the start of the game, so not much is actually happening. There's a bit of parkour to start you off, with which if you fall in, there's poisonous water, so you can guess what happens there. Here are some groundbreaking physics of trying to get across the water. And next up you enter a room completely dark. But luckily you have a flashlight, so you can go and find your way around. Now this part might take a bit because of broken physics again. You might see that in a minute, but the objective here is to get onto top of the container. As you can see, it's quite slow going. Boxes. So now you're on top of the container, doing a bit more parkour, and that's the end of that first bit of the level. Next up would be absolute monstrosities chasing you down.
Yeah. And then this is just the release date. So Forsaken is spring 2022, and Mario says to be announced, which basically means it's never going to come out because it is completely broken. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching our presentation. The next group presentation will be on shortly.
As you want to go at the front. Because you're presenting. You've got a marker. How are you supposed to set that? Take your mask off, guys. Come on.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
Yo, we're Easy Clap Incorporated.
yeah.
We've got Ali, Dan, Louis, and Harry. Got a show of amazing games. And shout out to my boys Lewis, Cooper, Jake, Machoose.
Big shoes.
Big ups. Alright, a little about ourselves. We were founded on integrity and knowledge. We strive ourselves to create the best possible games for all age ranges. Every employee has to have a master degree in computing and imaginative capabilities. The company was founded over 500 years ago and even has ties to the creation and production of snakes and ladders. We love all aspects of every game, but what we really like is the backstory of the game. Each of our games has a very in-depth background. The Baby has recently sponsored our company for $35 million. And since we're so rich, we don't really care about anything else other than our money. So, what's the next one? First up, we got Log Tree: The First Coming. This is quite an interesting game. Took us a while to create.
Very in depth.
It's in a world where trees used to rule the world and roam freely, and being naughty to innocent people and orphan children, with no one to stop them. But after centuries of fighting, it caused only one tree to be left behind, and that was the Log Tree, the supreme of all trees. You must navigate between his spooky castle and defeat the supreme tree to save all of humanity and the little orphan children.
Poor children. There's poor children.
Poor kids.
Children. Yeah. Think about the children.
Yeah, think about the children.
Now onto our trailer.
Woo!
Recommend turning down your speakers.
Turn up the speakers because it's quite quiet.
Yeah, pretty sick trailer.
That was incredible.
Now for the gameplay. You're a henchman for humanity, and you got to go into the Log Tree's domain, and you got to try and fight off his henchmen and work your way towards the Log Tree. In the center of the castle, you would have seen his big statue erected in his honor. But that's not even to show how big he truly is. You must venture down into his castle and defeat his minions.
You defeat the Log Tree on the second game.
Leaves us to make more money in the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Leave them peace.
Yeah, leave us peace.
And the next one is quite personal to me. It's just my Big Al's bee-hopping wonder game.
Woo! Let's go.
There you go.
This all goes back to 776 BC. I was working for Gaben for the upcoming game Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But unfortunately, I accidentally hit Gaben's son. Shouldn't have been in the road. Hit him with my horse and cart. So Gaben cast me away to the dirt. Because I lost my job, I tried my hard at making games. It was quite difficult. And I had to use all my knowledge from working with Gaben and for trial and error until I created my own bee-hopping game.
Sold it to the millions.
This is the trailer. Is this the trailer? Oh, this is
Now I do want to note this trailer did come from quite early in development. Here's some gameplay, one of the most recent maps created.
Let's see what's going on. That's quite good actually.
Get quite a lot of speed. There's also customizable knives.
and there will be future DLC for surf maps, and the second planned DLC will be able to allow players to create their own maps.
That sounds incredible.
Whoa!
Whoa!
No way.
When will this come about?
The release date for the beta will be the 2nd of November before it releases eventually, and for Logtree, that's still to be announced.
Still in beta.
We need more time to make more money.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Whatever's before Alpha. Cheers for listening.
Give yourself a great big pat on the back.
Me.
My mum.
That was the peak of my life.
Everything else is down.
Hello, I'm Dylan. We've got a Jack, we've got another Jack. We also have an Alfie, however they're not unfortunately with us. Removing the mask. We are the Secret Service. Quite a creative name, I know. We shall move on to the next slide. So, what's our background? We are an indie group that decided to make 2 games in time for an event. I wonder which event. The decision was to have a mix of games, so we went for 2 different genres. We have Escape Room, which, as the name suggests, is an escape room, so expect some puzzles along the way. Additionally, we have an Isolation Z, which is a horror game about escaping from a city lockdown. Hashtag relevant. Next slide. We have a beautiful poster made by this Jack here, Bow to Thee. Gives the horror element. And now we have some backstory. So, what happens when humans try to become so powerful that they lose their humanity? Quite an open question. When a biological weapon test went rogue, it caused people to mutate into a creature known as lurkers, which hunt and kill anything that has blood pumping through their veins. It answered the question. The dead rise and chaos becomes a commonplace. The player is a lone survivor who is currently trapped within a city lockdown. However, the main door leading out of the city has a master key card that is supposedly closer than the player thought. But is it worth the risk? Well, who doesn't like a gamble? We shall now lead to a trailer. So, that was the trailer. I apologise in advance for the flatline sound effect. It may have been a bit too loud. So, gameplay. We had various ideas, but we got to the commonplace of finding keys to unlock various doors. It's simplistic, it's simple, it's easy. It's not much problems that can go into it. Now, there were some ideas during the development of this game. Perhaps we should have a boss fight that should be uniquely played. However, we decided against this, as ruins the premise of the game of you being a lone survivor. You're not meant to have power. You have to run, hide. You have no weapon apart from your flashlight, which I doubt is very effective. Now, in the game player, you can see we have just collected a green key. Therefore, the player has to find a door that has a green lock. Colour coding makes it easier, so that is what we went for. And now, as we go to the next door, we found the red key. And all throughout this, we are trying to avoid the enemy that is currently patrolling. If they catch you and they get a few too many hits on you, it is game over, unfortunately. However, the character is agile, has the ability to sprint, can turn off their light if necessary to avoid detection. Therefore, the player has the upper hand. So, as you can see, we're still traversing. We've unlocked a blue door to acquire a cyan key, to which our player will hopefully find a cyan door. And it appears that they may be closing in. Indeed they have. We now have a pink key. As you can see, we have gone for the whole spectrum of colours. Good to include a little bit of everything. We have now found the purple key. Now, this is the semi-last coloured key until you approach the end, is what I would call it. There we go. We have now acquired a boss key, a vital key, more important than the other coloured keys, as this will grant us access to the boss's office, which we are currently traversing to now. We've made our way into the office. We've now found a gold key. Most of the time, gold means significance, so means it must have high value and is a final step. And now we're in an elevator, approaching 457. And there was some plot development for you. It's open, you can vary it how you like, it's up to yours to change. We have acquired a master keycard and we have successfully used the keypad, and we have left the city lockdown. You have successfully escaped. Congrats. A thank you, an exit, and pad for you to leave. That was our gameplay for Isolation Z. Thank you. We shall now progress to the next game, Escape Room. Which Jack would like to take this?
I shall. We have chosen Escape Room, and because we thought it would be a different idea compared to Isolation Z. Basically, the backstory of the game is that you woke up in an unknown area with no memories to where you came from or how you got here. And you try to understand the situation as you progress through the maze and other puzzles that you may come along your way throughout the escape room. On to the trailer.
Escape room. Complete intricate puzzles. Navigate the labyrinths.
My name is Barry Allen. I am the fastest man alive.
That's just a stupid boulder!
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
Parkour!
Find your way out. Escape room. Brought to you by the Secret Service.
So the gameplay that we had, unfortunately for this game, it was the incomplete version of it. We had a sort of developer version where we had to make some of the puzzles already complete just for the purpose of rushing through them and testing all of them to make sure they worked. So unfortunately when the game was tested, the puzzles didn't actually function as they were supposed to, but usually it would work in a progression scheme of the teleport pads would only activate after you have completed the first puzzle, and it would work sequentially from there. I created the puzzle games, and the other Jack created the map, all the labyrinths and things like that. That's all his doing. So all of that, they all had invisible walls which would teleport you back to the start. Hence why in the trailer you kept seeing us go back to the start room. Eventually you had to progress to a puzzle room, then go through a labyrinth, puzzle room, labyrinth. It would sort of coincide like that. And you had to sort of memorise the labyrinth to traverse it, and then it would send you through to the different puzzle rooms. So here you see Alfie, who was playing the game, had to remember the certain paths he had to take so that you didn't send straight back to the beginning. And the labyrinths were quite difficult if you hadn't memorised where you were supposed to be going. I think it sent us through to the next puzzle. Yes. So this is the second puzzle room. The first one was just a sort of tutorial where it told you that you had to press buttons and you had to send yourself through to the next room. We implemented a sort of like the Portal's companion cubes where you pick them up, place them on, and they trigger the buttons as if they were the player. This took quite a while to do, but as you can see it was quite effective, and it ended up being quite a simple mechanic for the game at the end of the day. So here you would trigger the start of the first puzzle, and then you'd have to move on to the next puzzle, but unfortunately that's happening. So here we are trying to activate it, but it didn't work out. This was just a setting that we had to change, so the puzzle was no longer completed already, and then we were able to, play the game as it was meant to be played. But the actual picking up of the cubes took the longest time, I think, to do, because we had to implement our own sort of player system, our own physics element. It was quite tedious. But then send you through to a sort of mirror of the same room, which is skipped here, and then it sends you to another labyrinth. This labyrinth has a more open plan, so it's a bit more bit easier to sort of navigate your way through because you can see different parts of the labyrinth, and you can always jump over the walls and commit different sort of pathways and take different paths and stuff.
Thank you for seeing our gameplay trailer. We have the release dates here. We've aimed for June 25th for both games. This year, be convenient. Perhaps we'll have a buy one, get one free deal going on at that time as well. Thank you for participating in our gameplay and our overall experience. To my knowledge, that is all the groups for this morning. However, we will see you, well, the other groups will see you later this afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, hello again. I expect you didn't expect to see me again this early. As mentioned by our last group there, that is pretty much, well, they sped through that, to be honest with you, which is quite strange. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up the floor to some questions. So as I mentioned before we started off with our first group, if you'd like to send through any questions you like, either to email of nathan.smith@chichester.ac.uk or through Microsoft Teams, via myself or Nathan Smith. Send us through your questions, send us through your feedback, and I'm pretty sure the learners will be quite happy to hear feedback from their games and so on and so forth. Okay, but what we're going to do now is just to give you some time to give us some questions and some feedback. We're going to have a quick 5-10 minute break or even 15-minute break from it, and we will see you back here in 15 minutes time. So thank you very much for watching so far, and we'll hopefully get some questions to some of the guys that have presented to you so far.
This thing called love, I just can't handle it. This thing called love, I just can't ride to it. Ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love, didn't cry like a baby, didn't cry all night, it swings, it jives, shakes all over like a jelly blues, I like it, crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby, she knows how to rock and roll, she drives me crazy, she gives me hot and cold fever, she leaves me in a cool, cool sweat. Gotta be cool, relax, get in, get on my tracks, get back to each high. Take a long ride on the motorbike, get ready. There's a movie on. Gotta be cool, relax, get hit, get on my tracks, take a backseat, hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready, raise a little thing called love. This thing called love, I just can't handle it. This thing called love, I'm crazy little thing called love. 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 Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Do you know what I know? Do you know what we share? Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Do you know what I know? know what we share? Do we know? We know what we share? Do we know? We know what we share? Do we know? We know what we
if I care? Do you know what I know? Do we know what we share?
Okay, welcome back, guys. For a quick 15-minute break, that always feels like it goes so quickly, to be honest with you. Funny enough, we do have some questions and some things that have come through. Okay, so looking at what's come through so far, so it's real good liking to some of the games that we've produced to you so far. Everyone wants Mario released, but I don't think, according to some of the guys, that isn't going to happen this year. Maybe in probably 10 years' time, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, really good feedback we've had, which is fantastic. But there are some questions that are going to be asked, or have been asked, actually. And I'm actually going to ask, because the guys which you've seen present this morning are actually in a different room. So I'm going to ask, first of all, the four Ps to come through first to pitch their question to, or pitch questions that you've asked for them. So just wait for them to come through. Hopefully. This is where we need the elevator music now. Come on, don't be shy. It's where I stand up the way.
Oh, Return of the Kings.
Return of the Kings, yes. Okay, so we have had a question, okay, which I have looked at my phone to look at it, so I'll try and remember it. So looking at both of your games, okay, because of course these are targeted at the 7+ market, don't forget. So tell us, do you feel both games hit that 7+ target market?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've specially designed each game so that it doesn't involve anything that we believe wouldn't be suitable for the age of 7+. So things like violence, stuff like that is brought to a minimum. Any enemies that could cause trauma to a child, removed, and we've tried to make it as child-friendly as possible.
Excellent. And there was also a question about Bunny Shot, really, because of course we saw the title of it, Bunny Shot, okay, but what about, because the backstory talks about Peter Rabbit, or Peter Wabbit, however you pronounce it. So why not call it Peter Wabbit rather than Bunny Shot?
Because we thought the name Bunny Shot was a more interesting and eye-catching name than Peter Rabbit.
That's that question answered. Excellent. So thank you very much, guys. That was all the questions for yourself.
Sure.
Next through, we've got a couple of questions for FDL. So hopefully those answers some of the queries and that we have. So we're just waiting for FDL to come through. Hello, welcome back to the room, guys. What are you shaking the head at me for? Okay, so one of the questions you probably heard me ask the 4Ps to begin with. The same question goes for yourselves, really. Do you feel both your games hit the 7+ target market?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
Just look at it. Did you see it?
People who are 7 years old would probably enjoy our games, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, really, there was another question on the Maze Prodigy. Okay, so there wasn't much on Park Howie, you'd be pleased to know, Matt.
Excellent.
That was good. There was a question on the Maze Prodigy, though.
Yeah.
Because we saw in the trailer with the different people coming out on that, but some are confused to say, why have a game with no exit and no prize?
We didn't get that far.
Well, there may not be an exit. There may be an exit.
Oh,
So you have
they're
to
looking-
find out for yourself.
They're looking
We
too
won't
deep into
answer
it.
that for you.
It's supposed to be more of a riddle.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. And do you see both games having a second game to them once they're released in 2030?
Nah, I don't think so.
Potentially
It's
with the maze.
It's unique as itself to itself, you know.
Unique.
Like Parkour Unleashed 2 coming 2077 now.
Maybe Maze Prodigy because I don't know.
Yeah.
Could definitely do with the second one with the maze.
Maybe the second one has an exit. Or is
Oh, nearly gave it away there. Thank you very much, FDL.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have some questions for the 3 dots. So we're just waiting for the guys for 3 dots to come through. Just a lovely kick of the door there. Like step on the markers as you were. So again, 2 really good games, guys. We've got quite good feedback from it, especially Mario. And Mario's really good. We have had quite a lot of people ask, saying that they want to play Mario. You know, they want to play it. So do you feel you can fix it to release it?
If they pay us, yeah.
If they pay
Personally, I don't think it needs fixing.
Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, look at Cyberpunk, that got released with lots of bugs and glitches in it.
Our
so-
game's way better than Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Oh. There are other game products out there. Just for that. But so that's Mario. We're going to try and get that released. But with the second game, did you say there were DLCs potentially coming to it, or am I thinking of it?
Probably not DLCs, but well, could do, I guess. Yeah. But it's probably the second game.
Okay, so could you give us a little bit of an insight to your second game?
Second game would be a prequel to this one, giving you an insight how you got there.
Ooh, interesting already. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Oh, who was after you? Easy Clap. We've got some questions for Easy Clap. And here come Easy Clap. Confident swagger into the room.
Hello, viewers.
The confident swag. No,
Yes.
it's good.
Yo.
In the bank.
Oh, so 2 really good games, really good feedback from both of the games that you've released. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Who's the feedback from?
Oh, I can't reveal that information. I can't reveal that. You know, it's really good feedback, you know.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
You should take my word for it, honestly. That- for the purposes of people watching at home, do not register that wink. So, looking at both of your games, so how do you feel both of your games attract to that 7+ market area?
Yes.
But how do you feel? Not saying yes, it does attract to it. How do you feel?
It's a big castle, and there's monsters.
Yeah. Kids like castles.
Yeah, they love castles.
And saving other orphan children too.
Exactly. All the kids want to be heroes.
They want to like sort of unite together.
They're role models.
More about your second one.
So E-hopping game's just a casual, relaxing, sit back and just enjoy yourself.
Plus, it's got the word bunny in it.
And B letters, alphabet
D.
letters. D.
So with both your games, then, because they are masterpieces by let's say, which is good. But are we going to see second games coming from? Are we going to see a series from them? Yeah.
E-hopping game, definitely downloadable content. Log tree.
The first log tree, you don't actually defeat the log tree supreme. So the second one is going to be the.
This one's leading up to that.
Yeah.
Leading up to it. Could you give us a little bit more information on that one?
Not yet.
No. Oh.
It's all very secret. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Still in concept.
Still in concept. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Still in development. That's fantastic. Okay, guys, thank you very much. We have some questions for Secret Service finally.
Shout out to Tom Ticehurst, my man.
I was wondering, with them saying by Tom Ticehurst, he is part of our afternoon group, so you'll be able to see them this afternoon.
You summoned us.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back.
Greetings.
We have had some feedback. You know, it's really good, great ideas, fantastic games. You know, quite a lot of people rooting for the two that you produce, which is fantastic. You know, but there has been some queries about Isolation Z.
Go on.
So, of course, as you guys know, we're aiming for the 7+ market here, and some don't feel that that meets that requirement for that target audience. Do you feel it does?
For Isolation Z alone?
Yeah.
I believe it does, although it is a horror-based game and younger audiences may not respond positively. I believe it's not too big on the horror, although the lighting is obviously dark and there's certain things adults may pick up on, like the red mist that comes out, kind of a horror element. It doesn't have jump scares, which, in my experience, is what startles younger audiences and scares them. It's almost open. You don't feel closed in. There's no claustrophobia. That would startle younger audiences. So I've made it open. You're free to, if you see something, you can go there. And I think that freedom would bring perhaps confidence to younger audiences. Not only that, but the enemy itself isn't exactly the scariest model. So that tones it down a bit. So I think it does.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm sure that answers the question out there. That's good. That's fine. Do you see there being a sequel to Isolation Z?
Perhaps a remaster.
A remaster
with a more in-depth open map. Because although I mentioned the map is open, it's semi-repetitive. So I was thinking of perhaps making a new map, perhaps with an open level, or perhaps you could go underground, catacombs perhaps. Something that would appeal to, I don't know, people more of an exploring type, an adventurer. But that is my an open general idea. So.
Cool, excellent. The escape room. Of course, escape rooms before the lockdown and COVID and things like that were quite popular, could really raising part of a different industry, which is fantastic. So, of course, we know the idea behind the game, of course. But do you feel that there's going to be a sequel to the escape room, or do you feel you've reached its limit?
I believe that there could be a sequel where we do it, but do different themes throughout, like the maze and different types of puzzles that can be done, and maybe make it like a slightly harder one compared to the first one, and that might give our clients more of a harder challenge while trying to beat our game.
When we made the first one, we sort of aimed it very towards the younger audience. So maybe we could make another game within the same series aimed at a higher audience with a more difficult setting. So instead of just the same basic puzzles of just putting cubes on buttons, you could put different sort of environments and different elements in that could enhance the user's gameplay.
Excellent, fantastic. Really exciting stuff coming out from Secret Service. It's fantastic. Even with a team member down, that's fantastic stuff. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you. So, as mentioned, thank you very much for sending through your questions and feedback. I'm sure we'll get a lot more throughout the day. But for now, of course, we have reached the end of our morning session, an entire, hour and 10 minutes early. But we will be back this afternoon at 1:30, which I shall get that up for you now. Just get my magical wand out of my pocket. And I'll put that back in so I can keep my hand on the bottom. So this afternoon, as you will now see on your screens, we'll be back at 1:30, okay, which is, quite a long time away because we are finishing a lot earlier than what we anticipated. But these guys have been really good, really knew what they were doing and so on and so forth. But this afternoon, as you can see, we start at 1:30 and we have 0% risk probably. Nathan sends some help. That's got nothing to do with me, by the way. Basement, Tropical Procrastination, and Pog Death. Okay, so we've got some more exciting games and trailers coming for you this afternoon at 1:30. But until then, thank you very much for watching this morning. We hope you've enjoyed what you see. Please do carry on sending through any feedback and questions that you have, and we'll put them towards our teams and our learners throughout the day. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again at 1:30 this afternoon. Take care. Oh dear. Hello there, good afternoon and welcome back to our E3 event. As promised, we are a couple of minutes late starting again, so I do apologise for that. But we're back for our afternoon schedule for our E3 event today. Got some more cracking games and trailers coming up for you this afternoon. So as you can see, just a reminder of our groups that we've got coming up this afternoon. So we've got 0% risk, probably. Nathan sent some help, nothing to do with me. Basement, Tropical Procrastination, and Pog Death. Okay, and we'll follow pretty much the same format as this morning. So if we do finish earlier this afternoon, we'll be having a Q&A session as well, and we'll also be having one big final trailer for you to see as well. Okay, so without further ado, I shall introduce our first group for the afternoon, if it wants to work. Apologies, more technical difficulties. Who is 0% risk probably. Okay, so I shall let them come into the room.
I guess we're 0% risk. And I mean, we did a pretty good job on these games. I mean, I hope you like them. I mean, they're alright. I mean,
You're really not playing these upgrades, are you?
well, I'm doing the best, but I mean, I hope you like them. That's what I'm going to say.
So these are all of our backgrounds, and this is, I thought this would be something that you may want to know about, because this lets you know exactly which area each one of us is interested in computer games, and this lets us make a variety of different games and different genres, because we can easily what's the word?
Interact with
Yes,
it. Well,
that
you
one.
know that like our backgrounds and what we like to enjoy about the games, and kind of what parts we played in making our games. So I mean, my part, I like doing the graphic design and other parts and testing it. That I found that was the best part. I mean, and yeah,
Yeah, I guess my interests were in designing the games as well, figuring out how it's going to work.
I think because I played a lot of games, I think my main interests were like actually what the game was going to be about and like how it would initially work, like the main foundation of the game, and really making just a game where you don't have too many limitations. You can somewhat, to an extent, do what you want with it. So you can really make with it what you
Apologies, I'll
want.
go back. Apologies.
No, I think we've done that now.
Apologies, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Late lecture.
And our first game is Obstacle Escape, and it's in the name. It is an obstacle like run course that is randomly generated and fits the user criteria of being a game for all ages. So I think there's a trailer thing. I know it's our background, the backstory of this.
So the backstory for the game is that you wake up on an island after losing your memory. You don't know why you're there, but for some reason you feel that the fields and the trees around you are familiar, although the air around you feels hostile and cold and not something that you want near you. And then randomly in front of you, you see some stages appear, and you decide that the only way you can really escape this feeling of hostile presence is to follow the obstacle course and try and work your way out.
And here's some sample gameplay of our game. As you can see, it's a randomly generated course, which obviously provides difficulty to the user, as it will randomly generate, so you never know what the next piece is going to be.
Generates on the little island that you can see coming into view there.
Yeah, and it's got a checkpoint system, so you've got 3 lives.
Yeah, 3 lives, and you can jump, and also speed jump.
Yeah, you can sort of slide, except we broke it so it sort of just turned into a boost.
As you can see, there is a respawn system.
Yeah, and you respawn if you fall off, and you lose a life every time you do fall off.
With a max of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is probably the most unique game ever to be created ever. It's Crab Raid. It's pretty simple. So, backstory is, you're on an island. You don't really know why or how you're there, but you are, and you don't really have a choice. And you're just chilling. You're kind of just vibing around, walking around, taking in the scenery, and then you just see a crab, and it's quite large. It's a big crab, and then you turn around, and there's like hundreds of them, and they start to chase you, and you just gotta run.
And the trailer. And here is the sample gameplay for Crab Brave. As you can see, there's a health system at the bottom, and
there's also there's a score system. So whenever you jump and land on top of a crab, it will kill the crab, and you'll get 10 points, and you need 1,000 to win the game, or you can survive until the song ends. But it's a pretty simple game in the fact that there are no limitations. You can choose to try and win via points, or you can try and survive for as long as you can.
I think in future we'll probably add more parts of the game, expanding it and
Give the crabs eyes.
giving them eyes would also help. Yeah, they kind of are a bit creepy at the moment, but as it's only in alpha testing. But. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, thank you for listening. And next up is a trailer from Immortality Arts, and I hope you enjoy it.
To see the markers, you're going to stand on the marker. Your marker's going to stand on the marker. And the marker goes. Actually, to use spot, you would go to see the marker.
So this is our game called Nathan Send Some Help. Not actually related to Nathan at all. So, and then this is the stuff that we've got.
What's our background? Our background as a team is to honour the best teacher in our college, with 2 games about him. Both of them are concentrating on the interaction with him. In Escaping Nathan, you got to run away from him and complete quests to complete the game. However, in Saving Nathan, you need to find a way to the end, so you can save him and help him. The inspiration from them was born in one of the lessons where we decided to manipulate some of his photos and found it entertaining to watch. So the game that would contain the Lord of the Lords might be enjoyable for the players.
So this is our first game, Escaping Nathan, where, as you can judge by the name, you get to escape from the Nathan, who is the main boss of the game, and it's some kind of a demon. As we decided to make it funny, we put him as a Minecraft person. So the backstory of our game is that 2 of the best Nathan students found out he has a lot of different faces, and after the week they disappear. Now after a few years, you're in a cave called Gamer's Basement, and you need to show everyone the truth about Nathan. Complete all of the quests and reveal what is hidden behind the mask that we can see in college. And remember that all of the tips that those students gave you might help you to complete the game. So now is the time for our trailer, so here we go. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the sample gameplay of Escaping Nathan. So as you can see, you have to go through the portal, and the main goal in this quest is to find a key that will allow you to open the doors to the next part of the game. And honestly, that's it if we're talking about this game.
So introducing our second game called Saving Nathan, and the backstory is basically after receiving a 999 call, our operator reported that Nathan is stuck in prison, and you have to race to the end for before the ritual people arrive and take him further. And now is the trailer. Okay, so here's some gameplay of Saving Nathan. So in this gameplay shown, basically it's the start of the game and you're trying to find Nathan and get to the end of the level and finish the game. As you can see, he's in the middle of the
Here are the release dates for both of our games, both releasing on the same day, which is the 21st of May 2021.
Thanks for your time, and now will be a trailer from Immortality.
Hello, we are Basement. I'm Connor, this is Ed, this is Joe, and this is Rob.
So, what's our background? Gaming for us means excitement, thrill, and jubilation. Our two games have adopted these traits while still giving the player two different gaming experiences.
Video games are usually played for pleasure, possibly relaxation. However, video games can often break barriers and fuel players with adrenaline. And when this happens, it gives us inspiration to develop tense titles like these two, which involve real-time decisions that will decide life or death for the player.
Giving players very small room for thought-out decisions means that they will have the act of instinct, creating an electrifying experience. This is our first game called Dread Zone.
You are Jim, a humble space knight who must rescue Crown Princess Catherine the 14th from evil invading Emperor Tybalt. To do so, you must traverse through the perilous red zone of Guard Triangle.
This is our first trip. In our game, it's mainly about shooting oncoming enemies as they come towards you, while you shoot back at them in order to gain points, in order to gain a higher score, so you can compete with other friends. As you can see in the gameplay, you can see green ships as they fly towards you and they shoot back at you. And you can also see other blue ships coming from behind as they shoot back as well. And you gain different points based on how many you kill and what type of enemy they are, including blue, green, and yellow.
This is our second game, Intruder, which is a horror puzzle game, and it's set on a space station, and you must escape the space station without being caught by the enemy.
So, the backstory: all other humans in the space station have gone missing, you are the only one left. A deafening, strange noise is coming from the other side of the space station where the escape shuttle is. Find the escape shuttle and leave before it's too late.
And this is our trailer for the game. We hope you enjoyed that trailer. Here's some gameplay for Intruder. So just to start off, on the wall on the left there, you can see a piece of paper. These are just pieces of paper that lay around the map, and they tell a story. The first one there is the controls for the game, but they just tell a story. You can pick them up and use them in your diary, and they tell a story of like each space crewmate that you had and how they went missing and what happened to them. And there are plenty of different rooms to explore on the map, where you can find different resources. The main objective is to find the key cards, like you see in the video now, to open the door. And behind the door is where the game really starts, because that's where the enemy will be, and that's where you have to start running. As you can see, there's a flashlight there as well, and you have to pick up batteries along the way to refuel the flashlight. And there's a sneak peek there.
Yeah.
So both release dates, Dread Zone will be July 2021, Intruder May 2022. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate the time for us to showcase our games. Next up will be exclusive trailer from Immortality Arts.
We're Topical Procrastination, and we Hello, we're Topical Procrastination, and we proudly present the Binary Apocalypse series. So, with the our whole background is that we had a combined interest in the science fiction genre and wanted to create a story within said genre. So, we wanted to create a story about how a group of people can save humanity and showing that just by working together we can make a difference. So this is our first of two games, of Binary Apocalypse No Escape.
So in the No Escape game is set in the distant future where humanity is spread throughout the stars and has got AI to help manage society, but one of the AIs has gone rogue and it's your job to contain it before it can escape the facility.
Now to our trailer. Next we have some sample gameplay from the Binary Apocalypse No Escape. So in this we had sort of a general idea that we wanted to have essentially a fairly muted sort of when it comes to violence with the whole game. So like one of the main ideas was that the weapons are more of electromagnetic to shut down the enemies, which are robots. And so whilst you're going through the facility and trying to complete objectives and get past doors like that, to try and shut down the AI at the end. This is the second game, Binary Apocalypse Mechanical Infiltration.
While one agent is sent to stop the AI menace, the other is sent to prevent the menace from spreading to other worlds by ensuring the ships it sends out with vital data don't reach their destination.
Now for the trailer. the sample gameplay from Mechanical Infiltration.
So, the gameplay is sped up quite a bit because of the allocated time frame that we have, and because the game is quite long. But aside from that, I want to point out the animations for it, which are quite dynamic. So when the player is facing, for example, 90 degrees right, and W is pressed, the animation for left will trigger. And then if they are 45 degrees right, and S is pressed, they will be diagonal backwards right. So aside from that, we're currently going through the map, trying to get to all of the designated main areas, and click all the buttons that will allow us to escape. And we're currently going into one of the main ones, and we will soon go into one of the non-main ones, and we are somehow I managed to avoid all of the enemies for the most part with this.
To be fair, the whole labyrinthian design and the fact that you avoided the enemies is somewhat related to the fact that we wanted it to be a sort of stealth game.
And now we're finally coming up to the exit, and we have completed the first level of the game.
So, with Binary Apocalypse No Escape, we are planning on a release date in September this year, and with Binary Apocalypse Mechanical Infiltration, we are planning for a November release date this year. Thank you for viewing our presentation. Up next will be an exclusive trailer from Immortality Arts.
Okay, hello, it's been back on screen. Bit quicker than what we thought. But we still do have one more team to go, plus another trailer or so to come along as well. Okay, so we're going to take a quick 15-minute break just to get some bits and pieces in order. Okay, and then we'll be back, as I said, in 15 minutes to kick off our final team for the afternoon, plus our final trailer. And we'll also have a Q&A section for you as well, where any feedback and questions you'd like to pose to our learners today. So yeah, we'll see you in 15 minutes.
Tonight I'm gonna have myself a good time. I feel alive, and the world I'm turning inside out. Yeah, I'm floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. Supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me now. Yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. Yeah. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite, I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload, like an atom bomb about to explode. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. good time. Just give me a call. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. you believe you're just gambling? Build a fire and see if I die. Build a fire and wait till I die. When you're afraid, where to will you run? Cashing all your coins and just forget you love me. Build a fire and see if I die. Build a fire and wait till I die.
Apologies, I was muted there. Rookie error. Apologies. Bogging.
Okay, hello guys, we are PogDev Inc. or Pog Inc. as it says, that's our logo on the board. We've got me, Lewis, got Ethan, James and Freddie, and we made some brilliant games. Yeah. I know the next slide. Our background, we like Mario games originally, and that's where one of our games inspiration came from, as you'll see in the second half. But also we love like the Call of Duty Zombies inspiration and like the games where difficulty increases throughout, and like zombies. That's where our first game came from. Yeah.
Now, Royal Onslaught. This is our first game. It's a zombie game based in Buckingham Palace. As you can see, this on your screen right now is the poster for the game. You walk into a store, you say, "Hi, I'm looking for Royal Onslaught." That will be what is on the case. Awesome, I know. If you want to see what's on the back of the case, you're going to go into the store and you've got to actually buy the game. This is how we make money. So you need to do that, right? But it looks awesome, doesn't it? It's about zombies, it's about Buckingham Palace, Royal Onslaught. Boom, next slide. Now, the backstory is that North Korea don't like the Americans. And so in order to demonstrate how much they don't like the Americans and the sheer threat that they can pose to the Americans, they created this advanced form of nuclear weapon, which when exploded, it will cause mutation in the brains of the affected, which will activate the MAOA gene, which is the gene that psychopaths have, as well as schizophrenia, giving them voices to tell them to actively kill all royalty, hence being based in Buckingham Palace.
My feet are aching and your back is pretty tired, and we've drunk a couple bottles, babe, and set our grief aside. The papers say it's doomsday, the button has been pressed, we're gonna nuke each other up, boys, till old Satan stands impressed. And here it is, our final night alive, and as the earth burns to the ground, oh girl, it's you that I lie with, as the atom bomb locks in. Oh, it's you I watch TV with, as the world caves in.
So, there was the trailer. It was amazing, don't you think? We would just like to say very quickly that we do not at all condone terrorism in any way. We think that it's very bad, and the game is all made up and does not at all reflect any thoughts or views of anyone that is associated with immortal arts. Here is some gameplay for you. As you can see, based in Buckingham Palace, you have a gun that can shoot pretty quickly. You can 360 no-scope with zombies. You have a lot of zombies chasing after you. Big threat. Here, grand staircase in Buckingham Palace. Oh no, the stairs are blocked off. What are you going to do? You're going to fight your way out, shooting the zombies, run about, get some little sporadic action going in there. You really have to think about your parts on this game, because the zombies are nearly as quickly as you, which means as soon as you turn around, they're right up behind you. So, you've got to shoot more, you've got to kill them more. The faster you can click, the faster you can kill the zombies. Just how the game works. Now, here we have the outside bit. Now, quick little fact for you. The outside is in a jungle, right? Potentially same universe as our next game, maybe? May want to think about that when the next game comes up, which will be in just a second.
Now, I know why you're all here. This is Monkey Run. First, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ethan Crawshaw. I'm the head developer of Monkey Run. Now, we wanted to tell a story with Monkey Run. One that had action, adventure, and heartfelt. It's enough to make someone cry. Our backstory for Monkey Run. The evil corporation, Nathan, they started to chop down trees for his forest for the paper manufacturing company. But a wise monkey named Herman, he's swinging from tree to tree, searching for bananas to consume, when his wife and baby were taken by the mad, power-hungry Dr. Smith to be put on display in his mansion. Now Herman wants to rescue his family by doing what he does best, swinging from trees and eating bananas. The more bananas Herman eats, the stronger he gets. Collect enough bananas, fight off Dr. Smith goons, and rescue your family and get revenge. This is our storyboard for Monkey Run. We're going to explain the story. A happy monkey. He's swinging from tree to tree, finding bananas. He comes back, and the evil Dr. Smith is there. He's got a Nerf gun. He's threatening to kill the happy monkey. and he's taken the family. The monkey, in an act of trying to save his family, realised he could evolve into a new state of being. The only side effect is the countless amounts of drip. Now, in order to save his family, he had to learn to control this side effect, and he did. He learned the art of drip control and went along to find Dr. Smith. He realised that instead of swinging from tree to tree, he could use his drip power to jump from treetop to treetop. Eventually, he catches up with Dr. Smith, defeats him, and saves his family. Enjoy our trailer. Now, as you can see here with our gameplay, the monkey, he's jumping from tree to tree. It's like a platformer, a bit like Donkey Kong, a bit like Mario. That's kind of where our inspiration came from. Your objective is to jump from tree to tree with his amazing walking animation. Eventually, when you get to the end of the level, Dr. Smith will be there with your family. You save them, the game ends, you get a winning screen. That was our gameplay.
Rural Onslaught is... Oh wait, no, we already did that one. Rural Onslaught is on track to be on public sale for autumn 2022, and Monkey Run is going to be on public sale for spring 2030.
Thank you for watching, everyone. James, take it away.
Hope you enjoy these games. They're going to be sick.
James, everyone.
Whoa! Whoa! That almost gave me a heart attack. Whoa! Dear. Wasn't prepared for that any forms this afternoon. But before we get on to our final trailer, we do have a Q&A session now. So we do have some questions for our guys to go through from what we've seen this afternoon. If you have anything else that you'd like to send through, please do send it through to us. And I'm sure we're asking our guys straight away. But first up, we've got some questions for 0% risk, or 0% probably, more likely, 0% risk. So if they'd like to come back through, we've got some questions for them. Let's quickly grab my magical mobile device so I can ask them the questions. So just wait for 0% risk to come back in before we ask them some questions. Come back in. Come on.
Wait, laugh.
Yeah. So.
What was this week?
Oh. Was the dramatics of the E3 event too much for him?
Yeah.
Sorry, well, you can go to sleep in 2 hours. Okay, so, guys, great work with your games. It's really good, fantastic work. Good feedback come through as well, which is fantastic. But there have been some couple of questions.
Sure.
Okay, which we're about to find out. Okay, so of course this is aimed at the 7+ market. Okay, for anyone looking to buy any of these games at some point in the distant future. Do you feel that it meets that 7+ criteria?
Yeah, definitely. Considering all the other games like horror and stuff, ours like meets the child criteria and like is suitable for all ages, with like no graphic images or anything else. So it's
Yeah,
suitable
there's,
for all.
there's no violence at all in Obstacle Escape. You literally just jump from boulder to boulder. I mean, Crab Reef, if you do jump on the crabs, they just disappear. There's no gore or violence at all compared to some of the other games that are literal horror games.
Okay, fantastic. And let's take Crab Rave the game. Good feedback on that one, I have to say. Do you think that there'd be some sort of sequel to it? Do you feel there'd be another type of game like that?
I think we'll just in the future we just add to it, improving it further and
I
expanding.
think there's definitely room for some DLC content,
like
and
ours.
potentially,
Yeah, ice DLC.
uh, potentially that there is also potentially room for a sequel that potentially a customer could come up with, and we might like the idea of it and incorporate that into a sequel.
So you'd be open for anyone to give you some ideas for a
Yeah,
sequel?
open to feedback.
I like that idea.
Just email Tom.
What way to throw under a teammate? Thank you very much, guys. That's all the question for yourself. Next, then we have Nathan send some help. We've got some questions for Nathan send some help, which is good. Again, nothing to do with myself. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back into the room. Have you enjoyed the day so far?
Yeah.
No. Oh, a lot of work's gone into this. Crikey. Great feedback, great reviews from the games that you've presented, which is fantastic news. It's quite a generic one has popped up though, because as you guys are aware, it is for the 7+ market. Do you feel that Escaping Nathan is a 7+ game?
Yes.
How?
Because it like features no gore at all, and there's like zero violence in it. It's simply just running, avoiding, and just getting away from it.
And it has a Nerf gun.
And it has a Nerf gun.
Not honestly, no, it's a Nerf gun because it's just a Chinese version of the Nerf gun. So yeah, and we didn't want to get a copyright strike, so we had to make it that way.
And do you feel that with both Saving Nathan and Escaping Nathan, there'd be some sort of sequels to both?
Yeah, we thought of something called like Defeating Nathan, which gets rid of him once and for all.
Defeating Nathan? Oh dear. I fear for my life now. Could you tell us any more about that? Any exciting developments?
It's honestly like trying to like get rid of like his curse from once and for all, just like stopping his like almighty powers.
Fitting with the themes of the other two games.
Excellent. Almighty powers. I wish I had powers in real life. That'd be nice. Well, thank you very much, guys. That's all the questions that we had for you. So feel free to vacate. And then we have the basement. Got a couple of questions for them. We're just waiting for basement to come through. I said, hopefully you've enjoyed the day so far, and hopefully be interested in some of the games that we produced for you today. So welcome back in, guys. Welcome back. We've got some good reviews and some feedback coming in, which is fantastic. So kudos to you guys for 2 great games, which is fantastic. For both games, because you guys know, and our viewers don't really know, that they're pitched to be at 7+. Do you feel it meets that target market?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the level of suspense is maybe what gives it a 7+, but there's not too much gore in it. Well, there's not any gore in it, to be honest, so it should be definitely suitable.
Fantastic.
There's no gore in our game.
Oh, that's brilliant. Do you see sequels to either game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the story that the Intruder game has is a pretty good base for a lot of different stories that you can tell. So, yeah.
Would you say same for Dread Zone?
Yeah, I would say so too. There's lots of other ideas we can add into it, like different like power-ups for the main character, or lots of other stuff.
So what sort of power up would you think for the character?
Maybe they could operate like a giant arm, or maybe like they would have like different powers for like teleporting around, or yeah, stuff like that.
Cool.
Possibility is pretty much endless.
It is, to be
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice.
Next we have tropical procrastination. Just got a couple of questions that come through for the guys. Just wait for them to come through. Again, just as a reiteration, thank you very much for watching this afternoon. As I said for us, it's good to get how people are seeing things and things like that. So thank you very much for tuning in with us. We really do appreciate it. And I'm sure our learners appreciate it as well for guys tuning in. So welcome back, guys. Good reviews and some feedback coming in as well, which is fantastic. Of course, as you know, from one of our first questions, is that you guys know that it's aimed at a 7+ market. Okay. Do you feel both games are in that category?
We definitely tried. I feel we could have done a bit more to try and get there, but many of our aspects were based around trying to get into that area, so I think we might have done it.
Okay, so of course we know that this is like a franchise that you've created with 2 games under the same name. Are we going to see any more from the Binary Apocalypse series?
We did plan to have space and room for sequels.
Ooh, can you let us in on any secrets? Oh, damn it. I've got some good people here. It's quite interesting to see, because with the gameplay for the second game, what was actually being fired out of the guns? Was it like little rubber balls, or?
Well, the idea was like basically electricity and just electromagnetic pulses being fired out of the gun.
Oh, I see. So disable the robots and
Yeah,
okay.
Same idea.
We didn't do it very well, but that was kind of the gist of what we were trying to do.
I'm sure people could see that. It's very good. Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming back in. And last up, we've got Pog Dev Inc. We've got quite a few come in for that, actually. So I think they'll be pleased to know. Quite a lot of you tuned in for Pog Dev. So thank you very much again for tuning in. We really do appreciate it with the feedback that's coming in. So we'll just wait for Pog Dev to come back through. Come on in, guys.
We are ready to answer questions if anyone has any.
Q&A time.
Yes.
What would you guys like to know?
Okay, so I can't see the screen over there.
Okay.
I only have what I've got in front of me.
Okay.
Okay.
I can go and check every now and again.
You can do, yes. So if you want to start with over there before I kick off from my part.
Does the chat have any questions for us?
Woo Monkey Run.
Woo Monkey Run.
Good question. I will answer your question with another question. Why Monkey Run?
Oh,
Yeah,
very good, very good.
Yeah.
So as you would have seen whilst waiting in our little waiting room, that feedback coming through for your game's pretty good, to be fair, Monkey Run and Royal Onslaught, so really good feedback coming through.
That's
good to hear.
That's great, that's amazing to hear.
We do have some questions though.
Should we start with Royal Onslaught?
No.
Oh, okay, we'll start with Monkey Run then.
Actually, no, we will start with Royal Onslaught.
Oh, okay.
One of our viewers that tuned in this afternoon said that Royal Onslaught have cameos from any special guest or possible bosses.
Well, we did at one point think about a potential of having Prince Andrew as a boss.
Again, we've got nothing against the royal family, just to put that out there. It's just a gaming idea. It's not.
Yeah, he's just a strong male figure.
Let's compose ourselves, guys. Come on, let's compose ourselves. Then the second question.
Well, we decided against it because we thought it would possibly be inappropriate. Because having a go at the royal family is a bad idea.
and we would never do that.
Please don't behead me.
Please don't kill us.
Then our second question for Royal Onslaught is: will you be able to change guns in the same game, and how would this change the gameplay?
Yes, you will be able to. Once you kill the boss, which we will not disclose who it or what it will be yet. Once you get to a point where you kill the boss, it will drop a different gun, which instead of killing the zombies in one bullet, what it will do is it will enable the possibility for collateral damage, which will mean all the zombies will still get hit with one bullet ball thing, but it will save all of the zombies with one shot that are in your trajectory, rather than only being able to save one zombie at a time. Notice how I use save instead of kill. We don't kill zombies, we save them. Peggy 7, everyone.
Antidote.
Antidote.
It's an antidote in a ball.
One final question on Royal Onslaught, because as you guys know, we are targeting this at 7+ market. So do you feel Royal Onslaught fits into that market?
I think it does. We have intentionally aimed our game in order to prevent it from having realistic violence. The zombies will fly towards you in a T-pose position in order to subtract from the fear factor of the game. In order to subtract from the violence factor of the game, we've got the guns that will save the zombies rather than kill them. It enables you to have the same experience as you would have with a modern day shooter such as Call of Duty Zombies, yet it also enables the younger age demographic to be able to enjoy that gameplay at the same time.
So that's all from Royal Onslaught. Thank you very
Zombies
much.
for kids, everyone.
We do have some questions for Monkey Run now.
Maybe.
What seems to be, we're seeing with the chat now, the most popular game of the day by the looks of it, which is...
Obviously, it's
Yeah.
Monkey Run. What do you expect?
Okay, so our first question is, will there be more levels for the Monkey Run and different environments?
Yes. Basically, we planned out a set of 5 different levels. Each time that you complete a level, the forest becomes more and more destroyed due to Dr. Smith cutting down the trees for his paper company.
Just for the legal bots out there, I am very green, if you like, for paper and that. It's all fictional, don't worry.
It is all fictional.
Our second question. Our second question is: how do the combat mechanics work with the monkey and Dr. Smith? Would Dr. Smith have any mobs to defeat, and how would that work?
Well, basically, when you get to the end of the level, it's sort of like, you know in Mario where you fight Bowser and you have to try and go under him while he jumps, and then he falls down into the lava. Well, basically, you get to the end, which is the cage with your family in it, and when you set them free, all 3 of you push him off the platform and he falls off, but he grabs onto a branch, which enables him to go to the next level.
Ooh, like it.
It's possible that he may die from paper cut.
Woodcut.
And of course, with Monkey Run, of course, how popular it has been with the responses we've been getting, do you see a sequel coming for Monkey Run?
We actually have a trilogy planned. We start off with Monkey Run, the story of Herman. Then we have another story where Dr. Smith has decided monkeys are too powerful. They're stronger than gorillas. We'll attack gorillas. They may be strong, but they're not as strong as Herman. But one of the gorillas evolved to be able to have the ability of flight. We call it Flappy Gorilla. Our third one, Walking Chimp. Self-explanatory.
In case you don't understand, it's where the chimp walks.
He's a walking chimp. He just walks.
One final question from Monkey Run. It's going to be quite an easy answer, to be honest with you. You know it's targeted at the 7+ market. Do you feel Monkey Run meets that 7+ market?
Of course.
Herman is a family-friendly monkey.
That's all I've got to say. It's just, of course, it's self-explanatory.
It's a monkey that every family wants.
Is there violence? No. It's just a monkey jumping from tree to tree. It's more Peggy 3, if you ask me. So yes, 7-year-olds can play.
And I've just been alerted that there may be a question in the chat, I believe.
The chat says, can we get a pink monkey?
Yes. After you complete the game, there is monkey customization. You are able to change the colour of the fur of the monkey to basically 20 different colour variants. And if you complete the game on this second mode, which is Monkey Try Hard Super Extra, Super Difficult, Really Hard mode, you have
That's
the
quite
ability to split 2 colours. You can become a double monkey colour.
Additionally, once you complete the game, you will also have full control of the drip, as previously stated, meaning you can maybe, spice it up, get some little Louis VX Supreme hoodies in there on the monkey, keep him warm for the
you can control
lack
the
of trees
drip.
in the winter. You can.
Any other questions? Anything in the chat, James? Any other questions for Monkey Run?
Are there any other questions in the chat? No, there are not. Well, there is Monkey 2 Run the monkeying question mark. I believe we've addressed.
It is Flappy Gorilla. End of story?
Gorilla.
Is that all the questions?
That is all
Thank
the
you for your
questions,
time.
I
I believe that's it, guys. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
for your time, everyone.
Buy our game.
Bye.
Okay, so I shall pop my mobile device back down. Okay. So we come on now to our final trailer for the afternoon. Now, before we play our final trailer, there is a message in there for our learners. They know nothing about this yet. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a message for them. Okay, but after that, our final trailer will play, which then I shall come back on and more or less end the E3 event. So here is one of our final trailers for the afternoon. Yes, I am the CEO of Immortality Arts. That's me, Lord Smith. You thought you saw the last of me. Okay, so just as a message before we carry on to our final trailer for the day, I just want to take this opportunity to thank my learners, essentially, in both groups that you saw today, in Group B and Group A, all 22, 21 of them. I should know, it's been since September, probably got that wrong. But I want to give them a massive thank you and lovely thank you message to them, because this year, in the years that I've been teaching and in education, this has probably been one of the hardest years we've ever faced, with COVID, lockdowns, working from home, so on and so forth. But these guys have been phenomenal throughout. Even when we started back in September in 2020, when they first started the course, the different layouts of the rooms, the restrictions that were in place, masks on all the time. Even the last time we saw each other before Christmas, when they first pitched their ideas for their games, and then the 4 months from January up until now, where we've had lockdown included as well. These guys have been phenomenal, and it's kind of really like a proud parent moment, really. I'm so proud of these guys. That they've put in so much effort, so much time into these games, the trailers, the gameplay that we've presented to you today, and really, as I said, proud parent moment. I'm so proud of them, of what they've done, what they've achieved in the time frame they've had, with what we've had to deal with as well, with the lockdowns, the pandemic, so on and so forth, working from home and underpowered systems compared to what they'll use at the college. They've done a fantastic job and have really, really earned the feedback and the praise that they're going to get from this, hopefully. But yeah, proud parent moment for me. It is fantastic to see what they've produced, in the time frame they've been given as well. It's phenomenal, and despite the issues we've had, the questions I've had as well on, I don't want to do this, Nathan, why do we do it, blah, blah, blah. Look at this, the smile on my face, this is why we do it, this is why, you guys come in for us every day. Is we may not think it's worth it, and you guys may not think it's worth it, but trust me, the relief we feel, the praise we feel, the good we feel as well, with the good feedback we get, the amount of work you put in, the effort you put in as well. Look at the trailers and games you've produced today. Yes, there are a few questionable ones in there, but look at what you've produced, even with those questionable ones. They are phenomenal, they are fantastic. It shows you the amount of effort and dedication you guys have put in, and you should all be extremely proud of what you've produced for this event. It is phenomenal, and I'm going to stop now because I will probably get too emotional. So bring you back to our E3 event now, and I'm going to go and grab a box of tissues, and I will see you soon. But here is our final trailer for the day, proudly presented by Immortality Arts. Take care, guys. Right, tissue. Tequila. Woohoo! I'm back, all dried up and everything else, so I can't get emotional anymore. But thank you so much for today. It's been an absolute honour and absolute privilege to bring you this event today. And I once again want to thank all my learners for the hard work they've put in for this for today. A lot of late nights, a lot of hard work has gone into this. We will hopefully be back next year. We're not 100% sure yet, but we'll definitely be back with more game trailers, more games for you to play, hopefully in the future, and hopefully face-to-face as well. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for giving us a shot. Thank you for everything, really. Thank you for the college for the backing that we've received for this event today. But honestly, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving us a chance. And we'll see you again in 2022. Take care.